Welcome to a new series where we'll be playing Minecraft Java Edition on a public server. So let's jump right into Craftadia, and I'll let you know what it's all about. I figured a good place to start our exploring would be at spawn. When you log into the server for the very first time, this is where you start out. You can also get here by typing /spawn and hitting enter, and so you'll end up right back here. The spawn location is actually a bit different from your typical spawn location. So if I run over here to the Nether Portal, it's not actually a Nether Portal. From here you choose if you want to go to the blue world, yellow world, or green world. Or if you want to go to the resource world that resets once a week. So this is a great place where you can just devastate entire forests and not care about it because it's gonna regenerate the next week anyway. We can also walk over here to a shop area where you can sell and buy a variety of items. So over here is a block selling person. So you can see you can both buy and sell a variety of building blocks. And then over here is the same thing, but for variety farming items. So when you right click on the farmer, you can see that it's left click to buy, right click to sell, and just to see what the selling process looks like, you can right click on it and then it says, you know, asks you how many wheat you want to sell, and I'll just sell 1 wheat for right now. And I sold 1 wheat. And when I exit out, my balance on the right should eventually update by $3 or whatever the currency is. Why is this spider here? Hello, spider. I'm assuming it's not going to attack me because we're at spawn. So, hi. Get away. Okay. Oh, it actually listened to me. Probably coincidence, but it's funny. So at the beginning of the game, I made the mistake of trying to run around the world trying to find potatoes, where I should have just grown some wheat and then sold it and bought some starter items, because when there's a bunch of people running around the world claiming all the items, it's really hard to find those starting resources. And then there's colored blocks, and there's an auction house here where people can auction off their items. And then over here is a redstone clerk for redstone items. Sponges could be super handy in the future. And then there's minerals and ores for a variety of prices. And then there's the potions person over here. Something else that exists at spawn that I haven't really made use of is the, well, there's guilds. I don't really know much about them other than that you can join them and level them up with certain tokens and money. And then there's the mega crates. And to use a mega crate... Oh, I have no idea why somebody filled that with melons, but... As you can see down here in the error message, I need to have a key, a special key in my inventory to be able to open up this mega crate. And to get these keys, you need to actually go to the website and spend some real money. So this is what Craftadia's store website looks like. I've never actually spent money here because the server is free to play, but you can spend money to get some extra perks. So you can get yourself a special rank that will show up in chat, and there's a couple benefits that come with each rank. And there's crates, so you can buy crate keys to get access to essentially a lottery of special items like shulker boxes and beacons and stuff like that. And then there's also extras, like for example the safari nets, that let you capture mobs somewhere in the world and bring them back home easily. So there's a variety of things going on here. One other option I haven't really explored yet is that over here there seems to be some sort of battle something or other, like there's a dungeon keeper. I'm assuming that's where you go fight special creators or something. I have absolutely no idea. Some people seem to be hanging out over here too, and I don't actually know what this area is about. So it looks like some coliseum for PvP battles. If you're into that kind of thing, maybe this is a great option for you. So if I want to move on beyond spawn, I can wander into this nether portal. And initially I just picked one of these lands, but you can also just pick the resource land and you get dropped into a random location in that land. And the same thing happens if you pick any of the other regular lands you can settle on. The special thing about the resource land is that it resets once every week or so, which means that you can totally just destroy this. Like, you can just harvest all the trees you want without having to worry about replanting them, and it'll just reset, and nobody will be annoyed that you destroyed the landscape, so that's awesome. You might still want to create farms of a variety of things because it's a pain in the butt to go find specific locations if you just get airdropped into a random location each time. But if you just want to get a massive amounts of certain things, or mine, you can just come in here and have at it. Another very cool feature on the server is that no matter where you're at, you can warp to other places. Warp spots are created by people on their own land that they've claimed, and they've created a public warp spot that anybody can warp to, essentially. In chat, people occasionally mention useful warp locations, and one of them is Chaotic XP. So if we go there, this is a cool spot where there's a bunch of XP farms. And there's a blaze spawner over here that you can kill. You don't get any of the drops, but at least you get the XP from it, so that's cool. I don't know, somehow this cow got out, looks like. Can't actually kill it at the moment. So there's some cow spawners over here. And you can get the cows, and you do get the drops here, so that's neat. So I don't really have a need for a cow farm. And if we're moving along, there's some spiders over here that I can kill. And then, like, once again, I don't get the drops from that. And then there's the skeleton farm. That's pretty satisfying. Don't get anything about the XP drops from there. But the owners of this place do seem to be sharing some of their arrows and bows and a couple other things. There's enchanted. Okay, apparently the enchanted bow chest does not have a good stuff, but in the past there was a armor chest here too that's no longer here. But one of the other perks of this place is that they do have a full enchanting setup, so there's really no need for me to build one of my own. I think that's about it for this particular location. Another warp location that's kind of neat is Easy XP. You can go there. And similar concept here. So, blaze spawner. What else do they have? Dogs, I guess. Enchanting setup. Spider spawner. Not sure what this chest is about. Don't have access. Another cool warp location is free food. Although lately I've noticed that it looks like a lot of people keep grabbing all the food because these chests are empty all the time. I guess what that means is that more people should be AFKing at the car farm up here. So anybody can pretty much get up here and just stand here. The signs say that all the steak that gets created from this farm ends up getting donated to those chests that I showed you earlier. But these cows periodically just get washed away and presumably killed somewhere. And it sounds horrendous, but that's how we get our free steak. Moving on to the next warp location is the reason I'm on the server at all. And that's Impulse SV. And so, a fan of his has built... Whoa, I fell off of the thing here. A fan of his, called, I guess Mitch Boy is his name, built these statues, and this guy's Impulse, who he's apparently a big fan of. If you wander over here, you can get onto Impulse's land. Or Sizzleman's land, and Impulse's land, I think is... Yeah, there we go, I'm on Impulse's land. There's not that much going on above ground. When I skip through Impulse's stream replays on YouTube, it looks like he's doing a lot of work below ground, probably in a place I can't access, so... I initially joined the server because he shared his coordinates with everybody. I settled a couple 100 blocks away from here. Yeah, part of the reason I got into making YouTube videos at all is that I'm a huge fan of the Hermitcraft server. And so initially, a couple months ago, it was my dream to, at some point, eventually join Hermitcraft. Based on the research I've done, it sounds like you have to first make your own YouTube videos and probably get better at entertaining people for quite a while before you get good enough to join their server, so I'm pretty sure I have a ways to go. So I think the next stop on my list is getting to my own home. And the fastest way to do that is to go to a home I've named home. And this works similar to Warp, but is private. Welcome to my humble and still very messy abode. So I have an eclectic mix of tiny farms going on. I have a couple of wolves. I managed to capture a horse. There's some wheat going on. A variety of different trees that I need to take down again and replant for farming purposes. And then we have my mess that I've created underground so far. So some random storage chests full of just unsorted items. I started out with a couple chests that made sense organization-wise. I just really desperately need to expand my storage space and get this sorted out. Beds don't actually do all that much. It's impossible to skip the night on the server, which can be annoying or can be helpful depending on what you're after. I've noticed that if I haven't clicked the bed in a while and I'm out at night, phantoms do spawn. Down here I've one lonely chicken at the moment, and the egg laying rates seem super low to me compared. I don't know if this is a Java thing or a Bedrock thing. And then I have some sheep. I managed to catch a wandering sheep that somebody's renamed to Jeb, so it's a color changing sheep, and I don't know why it was roaming free. I lured it here with some wheat and pushing it around. And then if we go down here, just there's some cave system continuation down here. Go down even further. The most exciting part down here is a spider spawner over here that unfortunately is not on my land. It's on my neighbor's land. Fortunately for me, my neighbor is actually pretty awesome. I've talked to him a couple times. We've offered to trade resources. So next thing we're going to trade is that he has a couple cows, I can give him sheep, and then I think he's going to give me a couple eggs too because he has chickens. And we both have villagers already. Mine are over here in dirt huts. And since the server is still on 1.13 and we don't have the village and pillage update yet, if we want to do any breeding or iron farming or anything like that, we still need to use the 1.13 mechanics. So it's possible that we won't do anything with these villagers until the server updates to 1.14. And so this is my awesome neighbor, Black Swan's place. And this is his Nether Portal. So let's go through it and we'll discover yet another quirky gaming mechanic about the server. And that is that you get shot out at a random spot in Nether every single time. Like, there's no way to go back through the portal, and apparently I just spawned next to a fortress, is what it looks like. I do hope that the Nether does get reset every now and again, just so people can get more access to glowstone and such. There's a pretty good chance that I'll never be building my own Nether Portal, because there's another thing that makes it even more unreasonable to build your own Nether Portal, and that is Warp Portal, which basically teleports you right next to an end portal. I was expecting this portal to take me to the end, but what ends up actually happening is I'm in the Nether. I don't know if there's no end anywhere here. Like, is the end just, does it not exist? Or does it exist and I just don't know how to get to it? For right now, it looks like the end is not a thing on the server. I've seen elytras in the auction house, but I have no idea where they came from. Maybe the people who pay money, maybe they win elytras. When I first joined Craftadia, I wasn't sure that I'd like it. I'd never joined a community server before, and I definitely never joined a public community server before, and I just figured maybe it's going to be too messy. Maybe it'll be too limited and I won't enjoy myself. I've been very surprised at how much I enjoy it, and I might have just gotten myself stuck and I might have to warp out. There might be a way out of here. And if you're wondering how I connected to the server, I basically just went into multiplayer and then clicked add server, and then I used the settings here. I used the server address play.craftadia.com, and that's pretty much all there is to it. You just click go and join. It's pretty easy. When I play in my own private games on my own machine, basically whenever I stop playing, time just stands still. But on a server like Craftadia, time keeps ticking. Every time I log on, there's something new to explore, because many people have probably built new things in the meantime. I can just wander the lands or warp to a variety of places, and there will be cool things to see. People seem to be very friendly here too. Before I figured out how to buy things in the shopping area at spawn, I eventually gave up on finding melons myself. And I left a desperate message in chat saying, hey, how do I get melon seeds? People responded right away, and one person called Amalia even said, hey, I can give you some, and then she met me at spawn and just dropped a bunch of different seeds onto the floor for me to pick up, and I had to give her absolutely nothing in return. Super, super nice. Like, she definitely did not have to do that, but did it anyway. So thank you, Amalia, for making my life better on Craftadia. Another way to stay in touch with people on Craftadia is to join Discord, and there's a link to Discord on their website, which basically just takes you to a place that tells you how to launch Discord. Discord is essentially a chat program similar to Skype, but Discord is heavily used by gamers. And if you join the Craftadia Survival Discord server, you can chat with a whole bunch of people who play on that Craftadia server. I'm using Discord to exchange messages with my neighbor Black Swan, which makes it a lot easier to get in touch when we're not both online in Minecraft at the same time. This way we can send offline messages to each other and coordinate things, so that's pretty handy. And now I just randomly tried Warp Sun. I had no idea that it existed, and I ended up in this really delightful place over here. So things like this bring me a lot of joy, just randomly seeing what have people come up with and what did they call it. And if there's something you want to do and you're not quite sure how you can do it, you can just do /help, and the game pops up a bunch of different help menu options to help you figure out how to do stuff. If you're unsure, just ask chat within Minecraft, or maybe just ask the community on Discord, and I'm pretty sure you'll get a helpful answer in one of those places, because people are nice. So overall, I'm definitely very happy that I joined Craftadia, and I hope my joy continues for a while, and that I can produce a couple YouTube videos that will make you happy too. I don't really know what my YouTube schedule for Craftadia looks like. I create YouTube videos on the side, which means that it's not my full-time job. I also want to prioritize quality over quantity, so I really don't know when my next video will be coming out. If you want to be notified, please do hit the subscribe button, and if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. It makes a huge difference to me. And if you have feedback for me, please leave it in the comments section below. The sun is setting on this episode. I hope we see you again next time, but until then, goodbye.